Hello there. Been watching a few videos on YouTube recently about these LED cob lights. You get them quite cheap from China, and there's a bit of a concern that they're quite dangerous because you've got these exposed solder connections on here, and apparently there's a direct connection to the mains through the diode in these. So I bought this a few years ago and I've had it in the hallway, and it's a daylight white. It's rated at 10 watts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probe around with the meter first and see if this is true what they're saying. So I'll grab my cheap multimeter and I'll put it to continuity. And get that in shot as well. And inside here we've got the cap actually comes off quite easily, exposing the wires, so that's not a very good safety feature. But you can see we've got the red and black wires, they come straight from the driver circuit inside, so I know they're there. So if I can probe round the base pins and have it on continuity and see if I can pick up a and hold the leads on. Nothing there. Swap them around because it's probably a diode junction inside them, so no, nothing on that one. So it might actually be an isolated driver. Meter's working. Yep. So on there's quite a bit of flux residue on the solder, which is probably stopping it, but nope. Nope, continuity there. Stay still. And continuity there. Let's try the diode test. Oh, well done, we've got something there. Yep. Yep, so we've got a continuity through there. That was on diode test, that was, so just get the meter in shot, and if I can get that again. It's really hard to do this. I've had it before and it's not picking it up now. Nope, I can't get a good connection on it, but take my word for it, there was a reading on there. Right. So what we've got is a mass of wires, and I'll clip this back on and I'm going to power it up. It's rated at 10 watts. Now I'm going to zoom back out with the camera. Just really going to dazzle the camera. And if I can bring the power meter into view, 240 volts, so I put it onto watts. Right, it's drawing 5.3 watts, so not the 10 watts it was advertised as. Excellent. Could be a destructive teardown. Oh, that's it, they come out. they should pull out now. Oh, they're stuck in there. So inside I can see the driver circuit. I'm wondering how easy that is to pull out. You can see that I've popped the camera light on. So what we've got here is 450 volt capacitor with a 1 mega ohm lead resistor. So it uses the reactance of the AC mains to drop the voltage down, well, to limit the current, I should rather say. A 4.7 microfarad 400 volt capacitor. It's definitely dead. So the mains comes in, it goes straight to the capacitor. There is a bleed resistor across, and then it goes through a bridge rectifier made of diodes, 1N407. That must be an inrush limiting resistor. That's actually to the positive output for the LED. Now there's 44 LEDs in this circuit, and they're about a 3 volt drop each, so I should imagine it basically runs at about 130 odd volts, the LEDs do, and this basically just limits the current, so the LEDs themselves kind of clamp the voltage to what it's meant to be. So that 1 mega ohm resistor is across the output of the diode, so that's another bleed resistor. That's a bleed resistor for that capacitor. That's a bleed resistor for that capacitor. But the trouble is, these wires connect to the LEDs. You've got exposed solder connections on these LEDs, and there's a direct connection to the mains through the diodes. So I've actually made these boards. They can actually take a different number of capacitors. So we've got space there, space for larger capacitors for larger lamps. But yeah, when they say there's direct connection to the mains, I'll see what they mean. Yeah, so obviously a proper isolated driver, you would have a switch mode type of power supply with a small ferrite transformer, which would isolate between the high voltage and low voltage. So if you were to touch the LEDs while they were on, you're completely isolated from the mains, while as this sort of driver you're not. So yeah, so I think if you've got any of these lamps, best place for them is the electronics recycling box. Right. There you have it.